November 7th is my favorite date. It and the 3 days prior and 3 days after generally produce the best week of hunting of the entire season. The does are trickling into estrus, and the bucks are more than ready for this annual event. But this year, as we crack into deer hunting's sacred week, both Jared and I struggle. The 5th and 6th are slow, despite the fact that we have begun hunting our best stands. Though I am not seeing the activity I expect, just 40 miles to the west, Taylor and Caleb Byers have only to walk out their back door to find one of their top bucks on his feet.
Done about 90 yards right now. 90? Yeah.
After hosting a 2-hour ride on the adrenaline roller coaster, the tight-racked 8-pointer finally disappears for the remainder of the hunt, even as the rest of the deer work within easy bow range. While Taylor and Caleb were waiting on the old 8-pointer, 250 miles to the northeast, in southern Wisconsin, Hunter Jacobs was enjoying a similar hunt.
I saw blood pour out. Oh, hey. Oh, there he is. There he is. I don't even know what to say.
2:30ish, he came around right by us and gave me a perfect shot. So, I mean, just very fortunate right now.
To increase the chances of a mature buck coming into bow range, Caleb and Taylor Byers chose to plant frigid forage autumn quick plot behind the house. This fast-growing, low-maintenance blend provides ample forage all season long. Hoyt has been a standard of the bow hunting community for more than a generation. Each year, the company designs bows that are more accurate and more dependable than the year before. Redworks is their most recent offering to carry on this legendary standard. The right underwear is just as important as the right outerwear. Layering is critical to staying warm, and one of the steps that I take every time I go to the tree stand is to put on my Cabela's ECWS thermal underlayer. Keeps you warm even under some of the coldest conditions. Staying comfortable and hydrated through long, sweaty days requires a class-leading cooler, one that can take the abuse of life in a pickup bed and still hold ice for days. That is why American-made Grizzly coolers go with us on every scouting trip. Bucks are on their feet now, cruising from one doe concentration area to the next. Keep things simple and just hunt the does. The bucks will be there. Doe bedding areas and doe feeding areas are the end points for every buck's daily movement. Find those spots or the funnels between them and you will see your share of bucks. This is exactly what Chad Holmes does the next morning while hunting 300 miles away in southern Illinois.
Here comes a buck. Oh shoot, that's a shooter's thing. That's a shooter. Well, thank you, Lord. We just killed Nebuchadnezzar, baby. Yes. Well, we just got here to my buck, one of our hit list bucks, Nebuchadnezzar. I've heard it said before, I love it when a plan comes together. Of course, it's our favorite time of the year. We love chasing November, and so this is a fulfilling time, and I can't thank the good Lord enough for blessing us this morning.
November 6th was good to Chad Holmes, but he was not the only one who took advantage of the increased buck movement that comes during this time. That evening, 350 miles to the east in southern Ohio, Jacob Justus also encounters a great buck that is out looking for does.
It's November 6th, third day of our rutcation here in southern Ohio. And we're at a spot that I've been looking forward to hunting for 9 months. So timing is right, location is right. It's just a matter of does something show up?
Rick.
Yeah, it looked like a mature 8-pointer. And the way this hunt unfolded, it was just too good to pass up. He did exactly what we wanted him to do, you know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he does. Yeah. He's just an old deer.
Ozonics devices electronically change oxygen molecules into ozone molecules, which are unstable. As they rain down from the Ozonics unit, these unstable oxygen molecules try to stabilize by grabbing carbon molecules wherever they can find them. Human odor is primarily carbon-based, so the ozone eats up the scent molecules as the two gases mix in the airstream downwind of your stand. One of the biggest challenges we face when planting food plots is getting larger seeds, like soybeans, in the ground at the proper depth. Doing this requires a drill or planter. You can't just throw them out in hope. This is one of the strengths of the RTP Genesis seeder. It plants large seeds at the perfect depth for consistent germination and a solid stand. Small diameter arrows like Easton's FMJ series make sense for many reasons. They penetrate very well and drift less in a crosswind. The FMJ is also the perfect weight for whitetail hunting. Hunting length stabilizers like the Fuse Carbon Torch FX help us to balance our bows so they jump straight forward at the shot, and the new custom front dampener reduces vibration and shot noise. Plus, they just look cool with their custom color options. A day later, and finally, it is November 7th. Every year I try to be in my best stand on this magic day, and this year is no exception. My best chance for taking the lone oak buck is a narrow ridgetop doe bedding area in the very heart of what I believe to be the buck's range. I've always felt like November 7th was the single best date in the entire season, and I'm not so sure that what I've seen this morning is going to bear that out. We've seen some deer on the move, but it hasn't been a great hunt by any means. It's been fairly slow. I guess, put it this way, our encounters are 0 with additional mature bucks. So hopefully we can lay eyes on this lone oak buck. He's still my target. I might have to start widening my net a little bit and getting the cameras out and trying some other parts of the farm. I know there's a few other bucks out there. Despite my disappointment, this farm has produced some amazing hunts on November 7th over the years. One of the classics was a hunt that my friend Mike Sawyer had on that date in 2010.
Welcome to Midwest Whitetail. It's November 7th, and there's a lot of people around here that say November 7th is the best day of the year to shoot a big buck, so we're hoping they're right. Been pretty uneventful. November 7th is a magical day in a lot of hunters' minds, mine included. But the morning of the 7th here wasn't. So we're gonna pull out, go grab something to eat, try to get out early this afternoon. Maybe this afternoon will be better. Got a big bottom of standing corn just to the south. South wind blowing it up, blowing our scent back up where we just walked in. We did kick a deer out coming in, so hopefully that wasn't Mr. Big waiting to get down in here into the corn, but we've seen some good bucks in this area in the past, and you just never know. It's November 7th, we're in southern Iowa. Yep. Boy, they couldn't have worked any better. He came all the way across the corn. Right here, the corner where we're set up. Pretty sure that's a buck. And we have a trail cam just up above here. He's got a split G3 on his right side. It's exciting. My knees are still shaking. There he is. Right there, I see antler. See him? Let's go get a look at him. Well, we were kind of belly aching yesterday about November 7th being so warm, and we didn't have any action in the morning, but it was magical in the afternoon.
Mike's buck was following the script, cruising through an isolated feeding area used by does when he offered the 30-yard shot. Find the does and you find the bucks. Back to the 2017 season, Mike Reed and Jared Mills have set up on their new farm in eastern Iowa with eagerness born of expectation.
Well, shortly after 2 o'clock here, the afternoon of November 7th, and Mike and I are all settled in for the evening hunt. We're hunting a spot on the new farm that we haven't hunted yet. It's just kind of this little open grass field that's surrounded by some thick cover on one side and big ag fields on the other. We had somewhat of a slow hunt this morning on the other side of the farm, so we're going to try this side. There's a lot of thick cover around here, and obviously being November 7th, we're hoping to catch a cruising buck on this downwind side of this thick bedding cover, or maybe catch a buck that's already with a doe heading out for the evening. So we'll see. We got about 3 hours left for our sit, and should be a good evening.
back on. Is that the 8? It's JJ, I think. It's JJ.
We're running out of light here, so Mike and I are going to wrap things up. It's been an incredible evening. Tons of deer out moving. We can see forever from this spot in a lot of different directions. So we saw 30 plus deer probably between all the fields we can see. The main highlights were a very mature deer that we're calling Gronk. This deer is super visible. We've seen him nearly every time we've stepped foot on this farm. We saw him walking in this morning. He's just everywhere. He's on all the cameras, so it's cool to see him from the stand for the first time. Just a very mature buck that we'd like to take out. And the second good buck that we saw, this deer we're calling JJ. He was a little bit towards last light, but he was all out in the same field that Gronk was in. Just a beautiful looking deer. Mike and I are thinking he's another 4.5-year-old that we'd like to see make it through this season. So pretty awesome sit. Good to see those two deer in person, and good to see really good deer movement. We've had a couple slow hunts here lately, so it's good to change things around. I know Mike has to go back to work for a couple days. I should be able to get out Wednesday and Thursday. It's supposed to be nice and cool again, so I'm excited to see what tomorrow brings.
Realtree makes 12 different styles of their famous and highly functional easy hanger. You can find one that is perfect for holding your bow close at hand, stowing your gear, or positioning a video camera where you can easily capture your hunt. There's even a model that allows you to quickly attach a trail camera to a tree. Nikon offers a wide range of optics for the hunting community. From laser rangefinders to scopes and binoculars, the technology they put into their products has always been cutting edge. We depend on Nikon for non-stop performance regardless of weather or light conditions. Sleepless nights spent waiting for daylight only to follow a weak blood trail are a thing of the past with the devastating performance of the new Wasp Jackhammer Broadhead. With its 1 3/4 inch cutting diameter, this head is the perfect combination of destruction and penetration. Some ground blinds leave you feeling kind of boxed in and depressed, like you are sitting in a closet with the door cracked open, but not the redneck blinds. These blinds have lots of windows, including their vertical corner windows, giving you a full field of view so you can really enjoy your time outdoors, even if you aren't exactly outdoors. 300 miles to the southeast, on a small farm in southern Illinois, Andy Melton and David Williams are dead in the middle of their rut hunting vacation.
Little bitty thing right there, boy. It's right now 3:51. That's the first deer of the evening. If they all come from where that little fawn did, we'll be all right. He's a pretty good looking buck. There's another big 8. See it? I'd probably shoot that one in the back. Oh yeah, that's a good deer. His 3s are short, but yeah, he's a decent bug.
Another deer over in the woods.
Sticking to the formula, Andy and David are set up in an area where the does feed, a magnet for every nearby buck. Before the evening is over, the hunters are forced to pass up on 2 mature bucks that remain just out of bow range. November 7th, now sadly in the rearview mirror, didn't produce the lone oak buck. Still, I remain optimistic. With 3 more days before the action typically starts to slowly wind down, it is a time of universal hope and feverish excitement. Every deer hunter with vacation time to their name is sitting in a stand waiting for the telltale crunching of leaves that indicates a fast approaching buck. It is the intoxicating music of the rut, and we crave the adrenaline payoff. Anything can happen now. The season can pivot on a single minute. With several more great days in front of us, we continue chasing November.